Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best care. We accept all insurances, and we provide monthly wellness plans. Let's start your family journey to a healthier, happier life. Schedule your appointment today, and remember, true wealth begins with good health. All right. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Telehealth Tuesday. This is your go-to podcast for insights on modern healthcare and wellness solutions. I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt, your host, and today we have a very special episode lined up just for you. But before we get to our next guest, let me let you know that Telehealth Tuesday can be viewed on multiple platforms. So, firstly, Dr. B TV, DOCTOR, the letter B TV, YouTube channel. Please make sure to check us out right there. Make sure to like, share, tag, follow, and most importantly, subscribe. You don't want to miss a minute of all this important information. And in addition to that, for those of you who prefer Facebook and LinkedIn and also Instagram and everything like that, you can follow us there, Good Faith Wellness Center, our clinic page as well. And make sure to follow, like, share, tag, and subscribe to help support this most important program. Now, let me tell you all about Chantal Taylor. I hope it's Chantal, right? Not Chantal. She's backstage. I can see her, but you can't see her. Is it Chantal or Chantal? You got your mic muted. Yeah, but we'll get it. We'll get it right. I see you got it muted there, but they can't see you there. You correct me if I'm wrong. Chantal, okay, she's a thumbs up. So Chantal Taylor, let me let you know all about this young lady. She's the owner and publisher of the Legacy Magazine Mississippi, a premier platform dedicated to amplifying entrepreneurs, creative artists, and change makers who are building impactful legacies. With over 500 individuals featured, Chantal has positioned the magazine as a trusted space for authentic storytelling, visibility, and empowerment. A dynamic and multifaceted leader, Chantal serves as the assistant state manager for Mississippi Fleet DJs and is the head publicist for Hit for Hit Entertainment and ABG All Business Group. Chantal is an author, ghostwriter, songwriter, graphic designer, and choreographer, blending creativity with strategy across multiple platforms. She's a cancer survivor, domestic violence survivor, and the first high school graduate and the first college graduate in her family. She is born in Detroit, raised in New Orleans, and based here in Mississippi. She's a mother, podcaster, and visionary whose mission is clear: to elevate voices, empower purpose, and build legacies that outlive the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you've heard it all so far. Stand and cheer for the one and only Miss Chantal Taylor. Give it to her. What's going on?
Hey.
How you feeling?
Feeling good.
All right. Welcome to Telehealth Tuesday. I said, listen, when I was reading that, I said, man, she is a heck of a young lady. She's an accomplished woman. It sounded good coming out.
It did sound good when you was reading it now. I ain't gonna lie. It sounded real fancy.
Yeah. Well, look, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. As we discussed earlier, we know that you have sacrificed for being here with us tonight. And so you could have been a lot of other places. You could have been here, there, anywhere. But you're right here with us.
It's anything that really kind of sums me up. I'm just a Jill of all skills. It's not much of anything I cannot do. So, yes.
I heard that. We've got some, I don't know who these folks in here with the kind of random comments, sometimes that happens, but you guys come on in. We're live from Instagram land. Ladies and gentlemen, I see the one and only Amy Mart official is here. Crystal is here as always. Always love to have her with us. Antonio Ward, Terrell Moses, man, we got all the other VIPs here. Frank Terry 06 is here, my lion brother. So you guys come on in and join us. Big shout out to Mr. Cyrus Jones. So before we get started, Chantal, this past weekend, Saturday. They had an event, okay, and they featured us. My mom was watching, Lily James. Good evening. Um, they featured us, and this was a health and wealth seminar. Um, I wish you could have been there. He's going to do another one. Mr. Jones is going to do another one later this year. We're going to make sure to tell him about you and your magazine. But it was at the Hilton Hotel on County Line Road. I had another fraternity brother of mine from Howard University. He's a professor there. And we also had the McLaurin dynamic duo, Mr. Dr. and Mr. McLaurin, healthcare specialists, amazing couple that are doing some wonderful things here. So again, big shout out to the McLaurin, Cyrus Jones, my frat brother, and the other young lady who's also I think a mental health therapist. Just met them on this Saturday, so big shout out. So tell us all about you. Tell us about the Legacy Magazine Mississippi, and what you know what. Should we go ahead and should we go for the gusto right here to tell them how we actually met, or do we save that? What you
We
think?
can tell them. I think they deserve to know.
Go for the jugular. Go for the gusto right now.
Go forward.
All right. Would you please let everyone know, because it's going to sound even better coming from you, how we met, how we first interacted 4 or 5 years ago, and how we ended up full circle back here.
Okay, so back in 2021 in August, my grandmother got the COVID shot. Her doctors didn't tell her the risk of getting the shot. She had a lot of health issues. She shouldn't have got the shot. So she got the shot on that Monday. By that Thursday, I was rushing her to the hospital. And by that Sunday, she had passed away. And I was the only person left at the hospital to view my grandma. Everybody kind of left, and Dr. Bookhardt walked in, and he explained to me what was going on, and he walked me to a room, and he let me look at her. I couldn't go in the room because she may have had COVID. That's what they was treating it as. But I never got a chance to tell him thank you, and I never forgot him because he was the only doctor that really showed me some compassion that day. So I featured Chef Shell, and she sent me the link to Dr. Bookhardt's podcast. And when I clicked on it, I was like, oh my God, that's that man. Even though you had a mask on, I knew it was you. I was like, that's that man, because I don't forget faces and I don't forget eyes. I'm like, that's that man. It got to be. So I was freaking out and I was so emotional. I sent her a voice message and I was like, thank you for sending me that, because I believe that's the doctor who took care of my grandmother.
Wow.
And so after that, I featured Dr. Bookhardt, and then I just went on ahead and asked him, and just full circle moment.
And that, that's almost an emotional kind of story even now, hearing it. Even though we spoke about it, and I spoke to Chef Shell's Kitchen, Michelle. Shout out to Shell's Kitchen, by the way. And as you said, she was on here recently with for an episode, and I think it was 2 episodes here. We had my good friend TCL, Tim Lee with Tax Services. A big shout out to TCL as well. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was amazing that that was the case, because we had sometime last year. She was probably my seventh or eighth guest, I believe, and I had a young lady who was a kind of similar thing, somewhat similar, but this young lady who's still in her 20s, we took care of her over there at the same hospital facility. And they basically counted her out. I can't remember if she had the vaccine or not. Um, but they counted her out. She was like 22, 23. I think did she have this child yet? I can't remember if she was a mother or not yet. But anyway, she was on the ventilator and it was not looking good. Blood pressure was through the roof. Her temperature was like 105. Something crazy. And they literally the nurses were just walking out and just say, oh well, oh well for this one. Parents were crying. And I said, man, there's no way we're giving up on this young lady. And we prayed about it, prayed with the family, did everything we could, and we were the first. She was the first patient, and I was the first doctor at that hospital to use convalescent plasma on her, and which basically took COVID survivors antibodies and things like that, and that basically put those into the recipient, into the patient, hoping that she would be able to mount an antibody mediated response and fight off the vaccine. And let me tell you, that young lady is alive and well today. She's a patient of mine at Good Faith Wellness Center. She has had a beautiful young daughter. She is either pregnant again or just had a second child and is working and doing well. So to God be the glory. So
Amen.
we did not give up. God didn't give up on her. And so why should we?
That's
So
right.
big shout out to that family. But yeah, going back to your grandma, I do remember that. And man, this is why we do it. Sometimes I don't know about you, Chantel, but it can get to us that we get a little jaded and get tired. Say, man, why did I choose another field? Why didn't I choose something else? But then when I heard that story and through Chef Michelle, man, that just kind of every time I hear stuff like that, man, it warms my heart and brings me right back to why he put us where we are.
And you know what's crazy about that? That was my first day meeting her. I've never actually
Really?
met her. I actually met her from writing her about being in the magazine.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know why I'm teary eyed, y'all. I'm sorry.
Hey, look, it's all right, man. I was that way too, and especially with the young lady I talked to you about. And I think sometimes I think that's why we get, I get so passionate about it. And sometimes I know people have told me and people that are close to me, and I know sometimes I go about it the wrong way. And, sometimes I use some language that is not for the kingdom. Okay. I use some language that he wouldn't be proud of, but it's just because I get so fired up, man. And, seeing people, and especially back there where I met you guys in a minority hospital in South Jackson, when I see people who are trying to either, uh, for lack of a better word, screw over folks, and especially minorities or those that just don't know any better, it bothers me, and I'm fired up, man. And because I know that some people just need a chance. That young lady would not, if we had given up and we had just said, "Oh, the heck with it," we don't know what COVID is, and just gone and let her die, she wouldn't be alive and well today and be a
Hmm.
mother of two children, you know? And we wouldn't be here. And although unfortunately your grandmother had passed, um, there's still a way to do things and take care of people so that they can at least be comforted, during those times, and know that we're not just here to get a check, that we do care. So anyway, don't get me on my soapbox because I and then said something else. But look, I'm so glad that you're here. Tell us about this magazine. And so, the Legacy? Why did you name it the Legacy? And how long have you been going? How long has it been in publication?
Okay, so I started the magazine shortly after my grandmother died. My birthday is in December, so
Mm.
I'm gonna say August when she passed. About a week after she passed, I was angry. I was very angry, and this one particular number just kept calling my phone. And I'm like, let me just see what this is. So I answered the phone. I was like, what? And it was like, hi, my name is Mr. Terry from Who Am I magazine. And I was like, oh. So I changed my tone completely. And he was like, the Lord keeps sending me back to your page. I'm going to put you on the cover of my magazine. And so I was like, okay, I spent my last money. I went and got the best outfit, the best hairstyle, the best makeup, everything for this. And when they dropped it, I was like, wow, I'm really on the cover. And so December 23rd, which is my birthday, I was on the phone with a friend of mine. And I was like, I think I want to start a magazine because I want people to feel the way I felt. They was like, go for it. So I was like, what can I name it? And my son comes out of nowhere. He was like, Ma, you should name it the Legacy Magazine. So I
Hmm.
looked it up. I was like, no, they have one like that, but it's for veterans. I was like, I'll have to add something to it. So that's where the MS come from, which stands for Mississippi. So that's how I started it. My mission with the Legacy Magazine is basically to give everyone a voice who may feel they don't have one. You could be an artist, a business owner, a professional, it doesn't matter. I feature everybody. I don't have just a set genre. So
Hmm.
my grandmother pushing me to be the best I can be. Because before the magazine, I had other businesses. My first business, I was selling hair bows. My second one was skincare. My third one was candles, and so on and so forth. So That's not my first rodeo with business wise. But I've been doing the magazine for 4, almost 5 years.
So, do you feel that if that hadn't not happened to your grandmother, if that had not been your experience, do you feel like you would have still done started the magazine, or probably not? Probably not.
No, probably not. Not because, well, I'll say this. I knew I could write. I've always loved writing. Like when I would go through something, I would write about it. So I loved writing, but I never thought to like pursue it. So I think with her passion passing away, it really pushed me to do a lot of things that I wasn't doing. May have been a thought, but
Hmm.
when she passed away, I just got even more and more resilient and more intentional with things. So I
Hmm.
started the magazine. I didn't think it was gonna go good. It took off in the first year. I featured Big Yayo in April of that year,
Yeah,
and
yo,
it took off. It
really,
really took off. So I wasn't trying to be like a Southern Soul magazine, but I got pulled over there, and I actually love it over there. But like I said, I don't just stick on that side. I feature everybody. So shout out to Big Yayo for giving me a chance, and now the world know who I am.
that's all right. Yeah, and I see you've got several thousand followers on your Facebook page, and see you're on Instagram with us as well. And um, speaking of Instagram, I want to let everyone know that, hey, if you don't have Facebook, I know there's those folks who say, well, I don't do Facebook and it's Instagram. Some say I don't do Instagram. So we want to let you all know that we are on four platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So make sure you guys tune in. Hopefully, if someone is not able to tune in tonight, if they're missing it, look, it's going to be available on all four of those platforms on the archive. So you don't want to miss this, and so you can let your listeners and fans and friends know that they can catch you as well as soon as we get off, and we'll share that so that no one will miss the opportunity to see you. So, in the Legacy magazine, you were saying that you have different people, you have different types of guests, and so you've obviously had entertainers, and again, thank you again for featuring myself and Good Faith Wellness Center, which is our clinic. And so, how do you go about selecting people for that? How do you go about finding?
So for the most part, I don't have to select anyone. People just come want to be featured, and I don't turn anyone away. The only way I will turn you away is like I was telling them on my live the other day. If you send me pictures of like some crazy stuff, like you throwing up gang signs or something, because I've had that happen. I'll have to turn you down, but I don't turn down anybody. I do read everything that everyone sends me, and then I just write from there. But I don't normally select people. Every blue moon, I may select people, but I'm grateful that God allows people to find me.
That's amazing. We've got some new folks. I know these are probably some of your followers here. The Unique Experience and Mr. 7070.
That's Mysterious and Miss Unique. That's my Fleet fam.
Okay. All right. Well, big shout
Hey,
out.
y'all.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all for joining us. Um, I see, since this is your first time, just so you guys know, we are live in the building. And so we're here each and every Tuesday, God willing, at 7 p.m. Telehealth Tuesday. And we have amazing guests each and every time. So I want to let you know that this is just not a platform to be some talking heads and, like on CNN or something like that. Nothing against CNN. But we actually are taking live questions, comments, and even concerns. So if there's anything that you want to know, or you want to ask something that either you haven't been able to ask your medical provider, or maybe if you don't have a medical provider, I always tell everyone, Chantel, well, you got one now. Went to the gym just the other day. I think that was yesterday. Yesterday, went to the gym. Big guy, he's working there, man, big strong guy, and he was asking me some questions at this particular place, and I said, hey. I said, man, sounds like you're interested in healthcare. You need to get an annual exam. He said, yeah, it's been a minute. I said, well, do you have a primary doctor? He said, no, man, that's why I said, well, you got one now. So,
Hmm.
and just like that. So, you guys in the entertainment field and everything, look, and I want you to know that if you don't have healthcare insurance, well, that's not a problem, because we have our own internal plans for, like, say, individual, couple, and family. So, for example, individual, $99 a month. and you can have unlimited visits to Good Faith Wellness Center when coming to see me in particular. So if you don't have healthcare insurance, no problem. We'll take care of you. But that is not a substitute for insurance. If you go to the hospital, God forbid, don't go dropping my name, okay, saying you go. Don't say that now, okay? All right. Oh yeah, no problem. So okay, so we're talking about the Legacy magazine. So do you tell us about an interesting experience? Like, is there any kind of thing that sticks out of your mind from doing this? Oh, and actually, before we go back to the magazine, because I'm looking at the comment, the DJ. So, what is it that you're doing in entertainment with the DJs? Or do you DJ or do you promote? Like, what do you
So
ghostwrite about that?
I am a member of Fleet DJs. I am a host inside Fleet DJs where I do interviews with different artists of all genres. I'm involved in the Southern Soul Division, also proofread for the Fleet Mag, and I just recently became the assistant manager for the Mississippi Division inside of Fleet. So I'm just a host and I help out where I'm needed.
The Fleet DJs. Now, what? Tell us about that. Where that's based here in Mississippi?
It's based worldwide. We international. We known everywhere.
Excuse me.
You got
Congratulations.
DJs, you have hosts, you have photographers, you have everything inside a fleet that you would need basically to run a business. You got graphic designers and things like that. So if y'all looking to be a part of a coalition, holla at me.
Man, that's amazing. So you always had all these in because I was reading through your bio um, when you sent it the other day, and I think I see a Ghost Rider, DJ service, and remember saw Fleet DJ, owner and publisher of the Legacy magazine. What else you had? There was something else I was going to ask
I
you.
do line dancing. I
Yeah.
do graphic designing, website development. I can do whatever you need me to do. Like I said, I don't really think there's much I can't do. I'll try my hand at anything first to see if I can do it.
So speaking of line dancing, the young lady, man, such a talented individual. The young lady, she's a little tiny little young lady, Tay
Tay
Cheese.
Cheesy, that's my
Yeah,
girl.
you know what,
I don't know her.
man? Look,
Love her.
let's get her on here. So look, after we'll wrap about this, but see if we can get Tay. She's an interesting, amazingly talented young lady, and I was
She
reading.
is.
Yeah, and I saw some stuff earlier today about. I guess there might have been some kind of situation with whatever by the microphone or something, and so she completely bedazzled the entire microphone. So she said, "I'm never gonna have this problem again."
That's
And
right.
yeah, she showed herself with the tweezers, putting each individual jewel on the microphone. So I thought that was
Yeah,
it.
they need to leave my girl alone. She's very talented though. I love her. From shout out to DJ Finesse. He introduced me and her and we've been click tight ever since.
Yeah, DJ. We need to get him on here too. Look, we gonna wrap. You got the right people. You got the right connections. Yeah. I know he's working with 440. He's been over there a long time when they were freelance and different things, and so I know he does a lot for them. Let's talk about let's bring it back even to the healthcare side of this. What are your feelings on when you're writing for your magazine, when you're out and about on a daily basis and talking with the public? What do we need to do right here at home, Jackson, Mississippi, to help the good folks here so that more people will be like the gentleman at the gym. They want to empower themselves and get to a good primary care provider to make sure that we are staying on top of things and all that. So do you do any work like that in the community, or what do you suggest? Or talk to me.
So I haven't done any work like that. For some reason, every time I go somewhere, I end up talking about something health related, mainly about cancer, because I can relate to that. Um, this year I plan on doing more like health things, like getting into different things, learn about what's going on, stuff like that.
Hmm.
But yeah.
So with the you mentioned it because I remember I saw that you are a cancer survivor, and praise God for that, because that is an amazing testimony. Would you mind sharing your experience with us?
Okay, so when I moved here in 2005, after Katrina. We noticed like a little knot in my right thumb. We thought maybe it was a spider bite. We had just moved into this new home. We thought it was a spider bite. So my grandmother, she used to work in a hospital. She used to be a nurse, and she was trying to treat it as a spider bite, but we noticed it never went away. She took me to the hospital where I met you at, and I was misdiagnosed. They thought it was a cyst, and it
Mhm.
wasn't. So it continued to grow. They removed it, but they didn't remove it all. It came back. I saw another doctor by the name of Dr. Wagner. Shout out to him. He diagnosed me immediately. He knew it was a tumor. He just wasn't sure what kind of tumor. He removed it. I went on ahead to finish high school. That was my 12th grade year. I did good for about, I did good from 2010 to 2014. 2014, I got one in my right arm. And this time, it was so big, it was literally like sticking out my arm. And my grandmother found Dr. Barr UMMC. She didn't know right then what it was, but the first thing she was like, we're going to do chemo. She wanted to do chemo to kind of shrink it and radiation. So I did that. I was on two different types of chemo at the time, with which was methotrexate and vinblastine. And then I was doing the radiation every day. She told me I would have to do that for a year, but after 6 months, it shrunk. When she removed it and she ran tests on it, she finally told me what it was, which it was desmoid fibromatosis. She said it's very rare, not too many people get it. And she said what made my situation even more rare was it's supposed to be hereditary.
Yeah.
The form I had, no one in my family has ever had it. So
Mm.
she didn't know really where to start with treatment with me. So it was more so of like trial and error. I feel like I was kind of not from her, but from other doctors. I feel like they was kind of like guinea pigging me, trying to see what would work, what wouldn't, because there wasn't a cure for it. There still isn't a cure for it. So April of this year,
Mm-hmm.
after doing chemo and radiation for years, off and on, I finally became cancer free after my last surgery I had in October of 24, where she removed the mass out of my arm that left me partially paralyzed. So, yeah.
So, now, because I wanted, I just heard, I heard everything you said, but I would love to highlight. I just want to get a sound bite right there for the people in the back. Say it loud again. That I was finally cancer free. When I want you to repeat what you said when I was cancer, I want you to say that sentence again. Let us.
I don't even remember what.
You said during this time I was diagnosed. Then you were like, when it came to this particular date when I was told I was cancer
Yeah,
free.
so on April the 8th, when I went to the doctor, right,
Mm-hmm.
they come in the room and they was like, we got good news for you. And they never tell me they have good news for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, read it. I was like, read what? She like, right there. And it said that I was cancer free. And like I was having mixed emotions because I'm like, nah, y'all playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't believe it. I had been battling it for so long. And when she told me that, she like, you want to ring the bell? I told her no. I didn't want to ring the bell because I didn't want to get my hopes too high and it come back because it can do that. It's very spontaneous. It'll go away, pop back up. So come this April the 8th, I'll be 1 year cancer free. My margins are still clear. No cancer nowhere. And I feel the best I felt in my whole life, literally.
We got give it up to the good Lord on that one, and we're gonna go ahead and
Yes.
claim it because it's not coming back or it ain't coming back. Okay,
It's not at
it is
all.
not coming back. So we're claiming that you're cancer free. So that's amazing. That is amazing news. Yeah, I have to even. It's interesting when you said that with neurofibromatosis, there's type 1 and type 2, and then the cafe au lait spots, which are coffee like flat spots that appear on the skin and like they're coffee colored, and
Mhm.
all I know, I remember from med school and everything, like you said, because it is rare, and it usually does run in families. So that's actually was odd that like you said, you didn't have any people um, in your family with that. So, but yeah, it is something because, like you were talking about paralysis, it affects the bones and skin and the nerves. So
Mhm.
how is that? How is your functionality with your arm now? You were saying Are you able to use the arm or?
A little bit. I mean, so I can use it because I'm right-handed. That's my dominant. That's my dominant hand. That's my dominant arm.
Mm,
I've basically trained it to do what I need to do. It be a struggle sometimes, but yeah, I basically trained myself. Like physical therapy wasn't helping me because what they was telling me to do, I can do at home. I had to
mm,
literally make myself do stuff for my arm to do what I needed to do. I can't lift it above my head and stuff like that, but I can be normal. So that's good enough for me.
yeah, that's excellent. Michelle Johnson, amen. That's right.
Hey mom, that's my mom. That's my
That's your
stepmom.
that's your mom. Okay. Hey, how you doing, mom? Good to see you. Welcome to Telehealth Tuesday. We're so glad to have you. I see my good friend from all the way from Maryland. Jamie, is it snowing in Maryland? Is it snowing up there? Beautiful city, beautiful people. My aunt up there, my godmother's up there. So look, Jamie, no offense, but I'd rather be down there. It's cold down here, but I don't want to be up there, Jamie. I think because y'all got to salt the roads and snow falling on your doorstep and on your roof. So, but hopefully you all are well and safe up there, your family, your husband, and beautiful children. But Jamie says it is important. Not snowing yet. Okay. Congratulations on being cancer. One more time for being cancer free, y'all. So she says it's important for people to read about health, wellness, diet, and exercise. Reading is vital, and our community should cultivate a strong love for reading. Great work, guys. All right. Thank you
I
so much.
agree.
Appreciate that. Yeah, reading, the thing is, I'm sure, Chantel, you have boy, how many children you have?
I have three boys.
Three boys. How old are
Jaden is 14, Logan is 11, Micah is 6.
they? All right, all right. Jaden, Logan, Micah.
Hmm.
All right. So you all done, or you might try for a girl one day, or you say the factory's closed.
Let me tell you, my last baby is actually my miracle baby.
Yeah.
I died giving birth to him. I was so sick with the cancer that so much was going on. They had to hurry up and deliver him. He was actually supposed to be born on my birthday.
Wow.
But I remember my doctors telling me I was infertile, like I wouldn't be able to have any more kids. And he just popped up. I was really shocked. But that's
Wow.
my miracle baby. But in the future, when the Lord sends me a husband, I would love to have one more. I don't care if it's a girl or a boy.
Well, there you go. You had it first, Lord. You heard it first. Definitely been empowering. It is time for a celebration, sis. That's from the unique.
It is, y'all. I
Yeah.
have a lot to celebrate. I'm not good with that. I need to get better with that, like celebrate my accomplishments. Because it's not until somebody comes along, be like, hey, I need your bio. Then I have to sit down and be like, I do this, 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 this. And then I think about it, I'm like, wow, I'm really phenomenal. Like, my son be like, you cocky. I'm like, no, you should feel like that about yourself when you accomplish a lot of things. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolute. Absolute. And I'm glad you brought that point up, right, Chantel, because you know, I used to honestly, I really used to feel the same way, up until maybe 1 or 2 years ago. I remember, people people would say, well, what makes you different, than any other doctor? And I said, well, I said respectfully, hey, I can't speak for any other doctor. And I know what I know, and I definitely know what I don't know, but at the end of the day, I think that yeah, we should not. There's certainly a fine line between arrogance, and confidence. But I said, hey, at some point, like I said, 1 or 2 years ago, I told a person, I don't know, it was a patient or whoever, I said, hey, and excuse the language, right? But this is what I told the person. I said, hey, I said, I'm damn good at what I do. I said, okay.
Hello.
I mean, and again, it's not an arrogance thing, but I said, I know what I know. And when it comes to primary care, hospital medicine, there are just certain things that I'm aware of that the good Lord, blessed me with. And we all go to med school and we all are supposed to learn the same thing. And maybe we do have the same basic knowledge of fundamental or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's all about how you apply it. You know what I mean? And it's all about,
Hmm.
I say, I would tell medical students, like, we talk about diabetes all the time. We talked about it at the conference. We talked heavily on diabetes and kidney, kidney health and stages of chronic kidney disease and going on dialysis. And like I said, every doctor knows that. But at the end of the day, it's all about, hey, if you're talking to a minority driven population, you out here in South Jackson, you can't sit and talk above over people's heads. And we're talking about what's effective with our people. So what's effective? We all know that, okay, if the A1C is 10 or above, I need to go ahead and start person on Lantus or insulin. We all know that, but we have to break it down and say, listen, your A1C is 10. That means your average blood sugar is 300 or so. That means that you understand that if you keep going this path and getting worse and worse, you will die. Okay, it ain't no ifs, ands,
Hmm.
or buts. You're gonna die. And so then we break it down. We talk to the male patients, and everybody always gets a good laugh at it because I say, you know what? I'm gonna ask you, and then we'll get back to a question. What would you say, Chantel? The top reason for male patients, men, to come to the doctor. What would you say the main reasons for that a man will finally show up to the doctor?
They got to. I feel like for a man to show up to the doctor, he got to be really, really sick. Because from
Mhm.
my experience, men don't really like going to the doctor.
That's
They'll
right.
cut themselves open and know they need stitches and still won't go. So
Mm,
they have to
that's right.
really, really. I feel like they have to really, really be sick or something really tragic have to happen to them for them to want to go.
You know what? You're right. You're right there. So I'm gonna go on and give you credit. So there's two reasons, right? Number one,
Hmm.
probably like a tie. Uh, so number one, I'll say the easy one. Number one is the female person in their life forces them to go. What you said in terms of is basically kind of part of my secondary answer. What you just said. First thing is the female person in their life, mother, sister, daughter, auntie, wife, whoever, niece, that person forces them to go, because they said, listen, you got to get on to the doctor, blah, blah, blah. They force them to go. The second one is, like you said, it's so bad off. But in being bad off, the thing that has to be bad off, when a man has a problem with his penis, oh, he's going to that doctor.
Oh yeah, he gonna run to the doctor.
That's
I
it.
would.
Well, there you go. Exactly. So, like you said, his leg could get cut off. He could go blind, crippling, crazy, have a seizure, stroke, it done heart attack. But when he starts noticing that things are not going well downstairs, things are not getting up like they used to, they say, "Hold on,
Hmm.
we got to do something about this." So those are like the two reasons why they come in. And so we discussed all that. But yeah, going back to it. So I'm just saying that if you know that you can communicate with the people in a way they understand, that separates you. And not even just in medicine, what you do, what other people do, that makes you effective. And the way that you communicate with people and they retain it and they feel it from you, that they feel that you are that you do care. I'm trying to help you because I care. That right there is, it's being passionate, but it's also, I feel, a calling. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's why. And so when you going back to saying arrogance, you say, no, this is what you've been called to do. You have a skill set, and that separates Chantel Taylor from whoever else. So
Yeah, because I call myself the GOAT. I feel like I'm the GOAT in anything that I do. So
boom,
that's my name. They call me Shan the GOAT. So that's what everybody know me by. If they don't know me by Chantal, they know me by Shan the GOAT.
there
So I
you go.
gave myself that name because I feel like I'm the GOAT.
Yep,
And I don't,
absolutely.
that's not arrogance. That's just what I believe that in myself. And I can thank my grandma for that. And I can also thank my stepmother for that because they always made me feel like I was there. My grandma always told me, you have $1 million mindset. You have the mindset to be rich. You have the mindset to do this. So my grandma always pushed me to be great. Even though sometimes I ain't like the way she was pushing me, it was necessary. And because she did push me, I get to share myself with the world and my gifts.
That's such a blessing. What, do you mind sharing her first name?
Gloria.
Gloria. Yep. I was gonna say Gloria. I was gonna say that. Man, that is just man, that's amazing. Let's see the thing. Yeah, I agree with you. She said it's important, especially when speaking to men, to be respectful while encouraging them. to go to the doctor, the way things are said matter. Yep, and that's
That's
what,
true.
yeah, that's what the mental health therapist said at the health and wealth conference. That's exactly what she had pointed out, and yeah, I agree with that. And that's honestly, Chantel, something that even I've struggled with because it's like you. That's the way I was raised. You know what I'm saying? It was like kind of just straight up, this is what it is, kind of matter of fact. But I have been told over the years that it's still part of the, it's a way to do things because certain things do come off a certain way. So I agree with you, Jamie, and then that now that is something that I've struggled because it's like you just, hey.
Yeah, because I'm a straightforward person. I'm blunt sometimes, and sometimes I be like, dang, I shouldn't have said it like that. And I
Mhm,
be trying to word things right, but I be so passionate about stuff sometimes it just flow out. So I'm like, I'm
mhm.
working on that, but I be meaning business, and I be want the person to understand it.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. Yeah, we definitely work in progress with that. But at the end of the day, like what all the fellow Christians say, hey, He knows my heart.
Hmm.
We're coming from a good place because we just want the best. For our people, our loved ones. We just want the best for them.
Most definitely.
We'll take a quick pause for the calls. I know it's already 7:40. Man, this it's just flying by. See, I told you. I see you. See how it's just flowing on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Telehealth Tuesday. Again, as we said earlier, this is your go-to podcast for insights on modern healthcare and wellness solutions. I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt, your host, and today we have an amazing episode that is going on right now with Miss Chantal Taylor, the owner, founder, publisher of the Legacy Magazine Mississippi. And so, again, we are here live. This is not a recording. And so, we are taking all your questions, comments, and even concerns right here, right now. So, if there's anything that you guys want to know, we've got several new viewers. Thank you all for joining us. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button on the YouTube page, Dr. BTV, DOCTOR, the letter B as in boy. Make sure to hit subscribe because you don't want to miss anything. We are going to continue as the good Lord gives us the ability and breath in our lungs to share the good news, share the good word, and help in our community. Nobody is getting paid. This is truly voluntary. We are just here to help. This is our way of giving back. So, if there's anything you want to know that you haven't been able to ask your doctor or your provider, we're here for it. If you want to send us a question or comment in the DMs or an email, hey, that's totally fine as well. All right. Now, tell us, was there anything we might have missed, Miss Chantel, or anything that you wanted to discuss or talk about or let our viewers know?
Um, no, I don't think. But if y'all are interested in being in the magazine, you can always inbox me on my personal page or the Legacy Magazine MS Facebook page. You can also email me at the Legacy Magazine MS at gmail.com. So yeah. And make sure y'all follow me.
Absolutely, and we'll have probably about 10 more minutes or so. We'll go ahead and repeat that, so you'll have opportunity to give your full. Make sure you repeat the email address and all that good stuff, and where they can follow you and events that you're doing, all that, and tell us about Fleet DJs again, all that good stuff.
Okay.
Um, so, what do you think? So, what can we do, Chantel? Because again, we know that unfortunately Mississippi is number one. Well, maybe not number one anymore, but definitely in the top three when it comes to lower socioeconomic status, diabetes, hypertension, HIV, poor access to food, poor access to healthcare, obesity, all those things. So, what can we do from your perspective? You're born and raised. You're born in Mississippi.
No, so I was born in Detroit. I
Detroit.
was raised in New Orleans, but I basically grew up here.
Okay. So you've been here a long time. Well, then, in your opinion, what can we do? Is it that we need more healthcare drives? Do we need more? What can we do to get more participation from all those out there, from those that are in the community, to try to really put a fire up under them so they know, hey, we got to get it together, man. We got to go to our primary care doctor and get screened.
I feel like we can do more community service event, health fairs. Just keep educating the people about the different things dealing with health. Um, yeah, I think some people be more concerned about what they can and can't afford if they don't have insurance. So I think what you're doing with the payment plans is pretty cool. Maybe other doctor offices could possibly offer that. Because I don't think everybody don't just want healthcare help. I feel like maybe some people just can't afford it. So yeah, I think more health fairs, community events, footwork, keep getting the word out. I think that'll help.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I appreciate that, but I want to kind of just discuss real quick, and we're gonna get to these comments. Or one is a question. When it comes to not being able to afford, I just want you to know, in my personal experience of having being a part of this clinic, being part owner, which is a little over 3 years in this clinic, been a doctor for uh, 20, well, technically 20. So I've been a doctor for going on 14 years. So in my complete experience as a doctor, 14 years, and then being a business owner with the clinic, just over 3 years, I'm gonna tell you, and I told them this as well. I've seen thousands of patients, honestly, thousands. Not one time in all these years have I either refused to see somebody because they couldn't afford it. Have I refused to see somebody because they had lower socioeconomic status? Or, and especially at the clinic, have we refused, neither me or my two other partners refused anybody who could not afford it. So I'm here to tell you that whoever's listening, that is not an excuse, no more. And I told folks on that this weekend, I said, hey, $99 for the people that can afford it. You pay more than that probably for your cell phone, especially if it's a
Hmm.
family plan, $200-300. So
Yeah.
for your gym membership, you know what I mean? Unless it's Planet Fitness, I mean, I think it's $15.99. But but other than that, we got the gym up there, in the township and all that, the big time, the club and all that, man, hundred some dollars. So why not do $99 a month just for your health, just being able to be alive, to survive? So
Hmm.
we try to take that away. Nobody has that excuse, But I do understand that, like a lot of people, they think that. So at Good Faith
Yeah.
Wellness Center, we're not turning folks away.
And see, that's what's rare. A lot of offices are not like y'all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing it. That's what I always said. And people said, "Man, you're gonna change," and they told me 20 years ago, when I was in med school, or 21, however long it was. Yeah, 20 years ago, they said, "Talk to me when you become a board certified, bona fide doctor, and see how you." And so, for that person, if you're listening out there, I'm trying to tell you that nothing has changed, and we're exactly the same. I
And
said,
you heard
"We
what he
don't change.
said.
We don't change."
Stamped.
There it is. And what the young people say, "Clock that."
Clock that T.
No, the clock that T. I'm old. Yeah. Uh, let's see. Okay, let's get caught up here. I agree. Okay, continue to encourage people to eat. Yeah, just continue to encourage people to eat. Yep, I agree. And look, hey, for that we had an episode with Chef Poe. That was an interesting one. That's a good dialogue on that one. But talking about eating better, y'all just got to go back and see that
Yeah.
one.
Because I'm guilty for not eating right.
Yeah, well,
And it's crazy because I don't eat right, but it's certain things I don't eat. Learned when I had cancer because my friend is a herbalist and my aunt is too, and they was giving me herbs along helping with it. I don't believe the chemo really did it. I really believe the herbs shrunk that tumor down like that. But they had me do like an alkaline diet. And
mm-hmm.
so I stopped eating pork and beef and I noticed the difference in the size of my tumors and how I was feeling and stuff. So still to this day, I do not eat pork or beef. The smell of it makes me sick. So I do want to eat right. I do need to do better with it. So that is something very important.
That's excellent. Well, look, congratulations on even starting it.
That's
So,
my I go right there.
what's that?
Do Nandi.
Oh yeah, I was going. Yeah, yeah. Also say continue to encourage people to eat. Yeah, welcome. Not Nandi, you said.
Hmm.
Well, welcome to Telehealth Tuesday. Jamie says, "What are your thoughts on the measles outbreak and the concerning trend of fewer people vaccinating their children?" That's a fantastic question, Jamie. I would say on that, my thoughts, because I was just talking to my mother about this the other day. I think that I'm gonna tell you this, and I don't care who's listening. This crazy man that we have in the government, and this is not political, but you already know RFK Jr. This foolish man that we have in government, who is the Secretary of Health, who is going around telling people that Tylenol is killing people, telling folks to not vaccinate children. I wouldn't say he's single-handedly responsible, but there are millions of people who follow this foolishness and who are saying, "Hey, let me not vaccinate." Now, it's a difference now. Let's be clear, because even I have my thoughts on not taking. I haven't taken after the first two, the double shot series of COVID. I haven't gone back and done another. I have my feelings on that. I'm not saying that person is wrong for not taking any vaccine. So let's be clear. But the question is on the measles outbreak, and this is 100% objective. There is no denying, there is no argument to the fact that the vaccination of measles in the 1960s or whenever it was, that it brought the numbers down. The prevalence, okay, of which is the new cases, the amount of new cases, the when you're talking about, when you're studying those things in the CDC and all that, all the numbers went down drastically. This has been studied over and over the years. So my thoughts are that that is crazy as hell, and that people need to vaccinate, because the more and more people that refuse to vaccinate, not only are you putting on your children at risk, you're secondarily putting yourself at risk, and you're definitely putting the rest of us and our children at risk. So that is a non-starter, and it is a terrible idea. You need to be vaccinated against the measles. That is, I mean, and look, the thing is, hey, it's not a prison. This is not nobody's got a gun to your head. If you still don't want to do it, then you need to stay your behind and keep your crumb crushers home with you. Okay. All right. I said what I said. Okay. Let's see here. Your friend Nandi says people don't trust doctors. Yeah.
That
And
is true. I
you're
agree. I have my issues with doctors. Cause you
right.
got one time to do something I don't align with, and I'm out your door. And I don't mind telling you in your face. I've had, cause one thing that the doctors I had at one point, they was forcing me seeing a psychiatrist. They were just trying to make me think I was crazy because of the cancer, right? And so I just went on ahead and went to this therapist one time, and the same thing she was telling me about that I shouldn't be doing, I caught her doing it. I'm like, you a hypocrite. So I don't want to see you no
Mm,
more. And I told her, so I stopped. But I do have trust issues sometimes with doctors, but you have to learn how to distinguish when one is being genuine and
mhm.
when one is not. So my grandma kind of taught me how to do that. But yeah, I have trust issues with some doctors. And if I just feel like you ain't good for me, I will exit and find another one.
Yeah, I agree with that. The best. That's what you need to do. Your friend also says, again, it's not money. Oh, yeah, you were commenting on when I talked about the money. And I agree, Nanda. Again, like I say, hey, I'm with you. They were just, I think we were talking at that point about the people that that are concerned.
Hmm.
Chantel had made a comment about the people who were saying, "Hey, I can't afford," But I see what you're saying. Now, yeah, I agree. The trust factor, because people feel like, because we've got drug reps that come to the office and all that, and they try to push all the new drugs on you, and then the doctor just start putting people on it. I mean, look, again, I've seen it, and that's why I feel like we're so blessed to be able to have this platform. So hey, I'm not beholden to any pharmaceutical company, no hospital, nothing like that. This is what we're doing on our own time, so I can tell you the flat truth, so we can establish trust. And you're right. But I mean, I've seen it, like there's a drug called Entresto, and we all know as physicians that, yeah, Entresto, they did the scientific studies and all that, and the drug reps are hanging the beautiful folders with all the graphs and everything, and you're seeing, um, what's more effective. And they said in this subset of population, Entresto was more effective than this other drug. Again, nothing against Entresto, but I just don't. Matter of fact, me and my partner, Dr. Green, had a mutual patient. We discussed this Entresto today, and he literally said out of his mouth, the person was on telmisartan, which is a type of blood pressure medicine. Entresto is a combination blood pressure medicine, which has two blood pressure medicines that work. They're mirrors of each other, almost exactly the same. So we can think in our mind, what is the point of having two medications that work the same in the kidney? What is the point of that? If you're going to put somebody on two medications, let them do two different things. You see what I'm saying? That you don't need knowledge of medicine for that. So you see, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. But a lot of doctors, because they're either getting kickbacks or whatnot, they'll push that on the patient. So, but again, that's why Nanda, you got to come to Good Faith Wellness Center, because we don't do that.
I sure told her, that's my aunt. I told her about you the other day.
Yeah.
Because her mom, I think you would be a great doctor for her mom or your team.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
So,
Hey, please. Thank you so much. Come on. We are taking new patients. Give us a call tomorrow. We will get you in. Let's see here. We're almost out. I'm going to get to the rest of these. I'm going to get to everyone. We got a bunch of, we need to encourage healthier lifestyles and help people understand that achieving a healthy weight can truly improve their lives. And yes, Jamie, you're absolutely right. That's another one. Chantel, you mentioned that you're working on that yourself. We all are, I think. And that's just something that, like you say, of course, it's got to be said in the right way. But at the end of the day, we have to stop saying that, we're in the South or big boned and all these things people say as an excuse, okay, for being overweight. So it's not okay.
yeah.
And it leads to diabetes and chronic kidney disease and heart attack. So you're absolutely right. All right. Let's see. I believe the body positive movement, while intention has downplayed the importance of health. She was saying the body positivity movement, while well intentioned, has sometimes unintentionally downplayed the importance of health. Yeah, excellent. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can is trusting that. Yeah, Nandi, but look, Nandi, you need to come on the Good Faith, but she's still on
Because
this trust.
don't
She's
play
supposed
with
to be
my auntie
responding.
now. Don't play with her.
Yeah, she's still on this thing. Okay, don't.
This her area of talking.
I see. Yeah, she's all over it. Let's see here. CD. They could have gotten the same results using natural remedies. Okay. The Tuskegee experiment is okay. Yeah. These two are kind of going back and forth. The Tuskegee experiment is a significant reason why many Black people have historically distrusted medical professionals. Yeah, that's a fair critique, Jamie. And okay, they're going back and forth. I haven't.
My auntie, she like that. She loves good conversations.
Okay, I have an honest question. Why don't some of your doctors ever try to work with, or have you ever partnered with or studied holistic remedies? Because that is not taught in medical school. And why? Because of big pharma, a multi-trillion dollar industry. Okay. That would not be prudent, okay, to the pharmaceutical industry and all the guys that are fattening their pockets and flying on private jets, becoming billionaires, right? So they let the doctors or the nurse practitioner or the PAs do all the dirty work and prescribe some of the medicines that have side effects that are killing people, but they let us go ahead and do that so that they continue to elevate themselves, and especially in the minority community, that the minorities continue to die. That's why, Nandi, they don't teach it. So this is something that we have to go out. We have to have an open mind, and we got to go out and get it for ourselves. So, but again, that's why I named it Good Faith Wellness Center, because we do believe in that. I partner with Eric at The Herbal Blessing, which is on County Line Road next to, Social 21. They just, they closed, but it's next to Social 21 on County Line Road. Eric, amazing guy. We've had him on the show twice. So we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk.
Yeah, we know Mr. Eric. Me and
You
my
know,
aunt both know him.
so yeah, he's the man. Question, y'all don't do home visits? No, we're not doing home visits right now. I haven't done a home visit since I was in training at UMC. What do you think about Ozempic being used for cosmetic weight loss? You know, Uh,
That's
yeah,
a good
right.
question.
Game is full of great ones. Yeah, I know we're a little over. That's a bit interesting question. Ozempic. Everything has its place. Cosmetic weight loss, meaning voluntary. This is something that a person just wants to do. It's not that they're morbidly obese, but cosmetically, you just want to kind of, shape up some areas. I would just say that, there's no kind of excuse, for just hard work, getting in the gym, being on a healthy type of diet and just watching your carbs, watching your intake. So my honest opinion on that, Jamie, is that that's the best way to go. The thing is, people who want Ozempic, they just gonna get it, any way they want. So at least it's better to do it in a healthy manner from an actual doctor where they can monitor your liver enzymes, monitor your kidney function. Uh, so I would say it's better to do that than just taking somebody's Ozempic or getting it on the black market or whatever. But usually, just as a rule of thumb, if it's truly cosmetic, um, and you're not, like I say, hitting a BMI of 30 or greater, or morbid obesity category, um, I would hold off on the drugs. Just not just Ozempic. Hold off on the drugs. Let's try to go and see what we can do the natural way. Give us 3 months time. You come to Good Faith Wellness Center. You talk with Dr. Stidwell. She's going to talk about nutrition. You talk with me or Dr. Green. We're going to take care of the medical part. We're going to look at your medications. Let's see what we can adjust first. And if there's something that if it doesn't change in 3 months, or if you just have to have it, then we can talk about it. So, okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got some good questions.
great question. Yeah, it's truly need. Yeah, I agree with that as well, Jamie. Yeah, they truly need it, but it's for certain patients now. Okay, that it's not for everybody, and it's not for every diabetic. All right, and we're gonna take the last. It's 8:05. I think a wonderful thing would be in reaching the community is if licensed doctors would get with herbalists and holistic practitioners and do a partnership. You know, Nadia, again, that would be a wonderful thing. That is what some of us do. That's what a couple of other doctors that I know do. Is what I do personally. But it's, you know, you're just not going to get that much participation, unfortunately. I'm just being straight with you. Because again, like I just said, this is something that a lot of doctors aren't comfortable with. We're not taught that in allopathic medical school. Uh, you're also, a lot of doctors, especially older guys, they look at people like my partner is a chiropractor, Dr. Stidwell. She's amazing, brilliant young lady. But a lot of doctors feel like chiropractors and different types of other physicians are not up to par, or quacks and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've heard this out of their own mouth. So unfortunately, that's just not what it's just not going to happen, Nadia. I mean, I'm not trying to bust your bubble, but because you asked me a question, you said why is there, but I just you're just not going to get the majority of doctors in any city or state doing that. Maybe if you look at some of the DOs, they have a little bit different than the MD track that we're on. The DOs, they learn basically what MDs know, and then there's a little bit additional kind of other ways of treating that they know. So they may be a little more open to it. But if you go to the average MD's office, I just don't see it happening. But on a good note, again, on the positive, we're definitely open to it. We do partner with Eric at The Herbal Blessing. Just need to get some more of his brochures in my office and vice versa. And again, shout out to the Herbal Blessing. He is now taking his business to Texas. So they are there. I don't know if it's Dallas or Houston. I can't remember. And he's got a location next to Johnny T's downtown. He's reopened that. And his kind of flagship location is right down County Line Road. So, um, all right. So we're going to leave it there. Jamie, thank you for such a compelling episode. I'm really enjoying the insights being shared. Mike, this was a fantastic guest choice. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Let's
You
give
feel special.
it. All right. Well, look, we're going to get out here. Would you let us know any last words, anything you want to tell the guests where they can find you, your contact information, what you're working on, and whatever you want everyone to know about you.
Okay, so you can follow me on all social media platforms at the Legacy Magazine MS. You can contact us by inboxing us on my personal page, which is Chantal Taylor, and my business page is the Legacy Magazine MS. Our business phone number is 601
Mhm.
672 1718, and you can always email me at the Legacy Magazine MS at gmail.com. And also, every Friday from 4 to 5, I am at the Margaret Walker Alexander Library teaching line dancing, and the classes are free.
Awesome. I see. Real quick, Stress Lesser. I think that's my guy there. He worked with us at the Weekend Restaurant for a little bit. My bartender buddy. I don't know if he's still on Instagram, but shout out to you, man. That I think that was the name of his company, man. If that's you, drop us a line, brother. Thank you for joining us. But all right, so look, you heard it here. Thank you so much again to you, Chantal. I was told I made a misspoke. I think I said Jamie. I'm sorry. I
It's
said
okay.
Jamie. Yeah. But they know who I'm talking about, Chantal. That's
It's
Chantal
okay.
Taylor. So, look, we want to thank our wonderful guests for another amazing episode of Telehealth Tuesday. We will be here for your listening and viewing pleasure, edification, God willing, next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. So make sure that you don't change that dial. It's not a dial, so it's not TV, but don't change that station or that website or whatever platform you're looking at it. We're going to have an amazing guest next week. Let's look on the schedule. Today's what, the 20th. Next week, Sachette McPherson. This is the young lady who was, man, set the internet on fire. I think she got about 1 million viewers. She had a picture where she was a substitute teacher, and that thing went viral, and people criticized her for her outfit and all this kind of stuff. And
Was it the lady that said look like the Bath and Body Works bag?
no, not that one, not that one. This
Okay.
was another lady. Yeah, another lady. She went viral, and we reached out to her, and I found out that she does some amazing stuff in the community, way more than what they talk about. And so she's going to be an amazing guest. She went like viral all over the world, almost 1 million viewers. So you don't want to miss that. So again, this is Telehealth Tuesday. God willing, we'll see you next week. Look, and this is the place where we treat and discuss mind, body, and soul. If there's somebody you want to see on here, please drop us a line. If you want to be featured as a guest, don't hesitate to see us. And again, Good Faith Wellness Center, shout out to the clinic, Dr. Stidwell, our chiropractor, Dr. Torrance Green, and myself. We are there taking new patients, every single one of us. If you don't have the money, we'll work with you. If you've got insurance, I take all of them. If you don't have insurance, we'll put you on a plan. Nobody has an excuse, okay? Come see us at Good Faith Wellness Center. Remember, true wealth begins with good health. We'll see you next Tuesday. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt. Come join us at our newest clinic location at Good Faith Wellness Center. We provide compassionate health care for your entire family, from virtual visits to office appointments. We're committed to providing the best care. We accept all insurances, and we provide monthly wellness plans. Let's start your family journey to a healthier, happier life. Schedule your appointment today, and remember, true wealth begins with good health.